Hi, my name is Larry Birnbaum. I'm an advisor here to the AI and Data Science program at Geo Institute and a professor of computer science at Northwestern University in Chicago in the United States. The potential of artificial intelligence and AI, I mean, it's just, I don't think we even know yet, you know? I mean, that's the amazing thing about the field. I mean, we've come pretty far, but there's a long ways to go. I mean, I think, again, from a philosophical perspective, will it be possible to build machines that are at the level of human beings intellectually? But I think, honestly, what I think we even more wonder is it possible to build machines that really are human beings? I mean, I know that sounds very arrogant. I don't mean it to sound that way, but you know, I think we all wonder what is it to be a human being, and I think as we start to build machines that are more like us, I think we'll understand ourselves better. I mean, what makes us us will be part of the gap between the machines that we build and who we understand ourselves to be, I think. So I think we'll understand ourselves better. So that's a kind of maybe a philosophical answer or an intellectual answer. I think from a technological perspective, right now, you know, people make the decisions, you know, I mean, I know this from my own personal life. I mean, how do I make my own decisions? Well, pretty badly for the most part. You know, I mean, I sort of read something or I hear something or I see something on the internet. That's the worst, of course, you know, in terms of having any meaningful information, but I try to find out something about it, or I talk to a friend and I try to make a decision, whether it's a medical decision or a personal decision or a financial decision, or try to learn something. And right now, I think human beings, well, we do this better than anything else in the world, but we could all use some help. And right now, I think the people who, I mean, there are people who get that kind of help because they have lots of smart people around them to give them advice about how, you know, how to live their lives better, or how to function better in the world and be who they could be, you know, or make the best decisions that they could make about their lives or about their business, about their families or for their families. But most of us don't actually have those resources, you know. And so I think the great thing about AI is that the automation of those resources makes it possible to give that kind of capability to every single human being on the planet. I mean, I think about this educationally, for example. I mean, right now, I was very fortunate, you know, to, you know, my parents were immigrants to the United States, and I was very fortunate to be able to be educated at institutions that were, you know, hearkening back to the question of the founders of Geo Institute and their dreams, to institutions that were built by people who lived and died a long time before my family ever came to America. And that was, you know, an amazing thing to be able to be educated by talented people who focused on me as a student and really cared about my educational and intellectual development and even my, you know, personal development. But let's face it, not everybody in the world gets that opportunity right now. And the idea that we could give a great education to every single child on the planet, I mean, that's what AI is about. You know, how do we make that possible for everybody? How could everybody get the kind of education that only right now a few people can get? The kind of education that we hope to give at Geo Institute, but let's do that for everybody. One thing I want to say is that AI and data science are not completely identical fields. They share a great deal So we talked a little bit about the fact that AI and data science are very similar fields but not identical. And I think if you look around the world right now, what you see primarily are programs in one or the other. You either see a program in data science or a program in AI. Actually, the latter are less frequent. I mean, most of all, you see programs in data science. You see some programs in AI, but what you don't see are programs in both. And I think that's very exciting for a couple of reasons. One, because of the commonalities of some of the underlying technologies, but two, because I'm not sure students understand the difference or even understand what they're going to be good at when they start this journey. They might know that AI and data science is something that's exciting to them. They might kind of have the technical chops and the sort of disposition to like that kind of work and be good at that kind of work, but they might not really understand the difference yet, and they might not really know, are they really more excited about statistics and data modeling, or are they really more excited about software development? And it depends partly on their background. And so right now, you know, they come into one of these programs and they have to make a choice right away. Am I going to do data science or am I going to do AI? And I think one of the exciting things about this program is because we're going to do both, when students come in, they'll be able to figure out which one they're good at and which one they're really best suited for. I mean, if they're really a great software developer, I think they'll head down the path towards AI. If they're really a much better mathematician and sort of statistician and data modeler, then they'll go down the path of data science. And I think it's great to be able to accommodate the skills and dreams of both sets of students because they do overlap a lot, like I said. And I think that's so that's one of the things that I'm excited about. I think they belong together, and I think that the Geo Institute is one of the few places where they're really going to be together. So I've had the pleasure of working with Shailesh Kumar and other folks here at Geo Institute to develop this curriculum over the past couple of years, and a couple of things stand out in my mind. First of all, that the breadth of the curriculum. I mean, we're aiming to give people a lot of technical depth about particular areas, of course, you know, machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, you know, all of those things. But also we want to make sure students are broadly educated in AI and also have the fundamental background in things like databases, probability and statistics. So we've built all of that stuff into the curriculum. I think we're hoping for a broad set of students, which means they won't all share the same background. And so I think we're interested in how to help students of different backgrounds learn together and work together, and I think that's really an exciting proposition as well. Learn from each other, actually. I think that'll be a very exciting proposition. And so third, because of that desire for some level of breadth, I mean, we've thought about other aspects of the curriculum, along with other colleagues from Geo Institute, not only in the AI and data science program, but other programs that are being developed, such as digital media and marketing communications, and some of the other programs that we're working on here, to think about the sort of more holistic elements of education that students will need to understand. Communication skills, entrepreneurship, leadership, you know, I mean, being able to work together. Again, I think we hope to have some of the classes, especially projects classes, I hope will be joint between the different programs. I think it's very important if you're an AI person or a data scientist to know how to work with other kinds of people with different kinds of expertise as a member of a team to be able to get something done, because that's how it's going to be in the world. You know, you're not going to be in your, I mean, you're not always going to be in front of your machine, like looking at your screen doing coding. I mean, in the end, it's got to work with other people, and you'll have to be, you know, and to do the best at this, you'll have to be good at that as well. So we hope to help educate students in those other broader aspects of their education as well. So I think that's really exciting. I think there are not many programs at this level that really offer that level of comprehensive education. So it's been a pleasure to work with the team here to develop those aspects of the program. I mean, one of the most important things about artificial intelligence and data science both is their incredibly broad impact. The Geo Institute is going to aim, as I said, to help students find their path to impact in the world. So the career prospects are really, first of all, AI and data science. I mean, right now it's, there's such a great need and there's such a great opportunity in these fields that I'm very confident that every student we educate is going to be able to find something very interesting and challenging to do that will have some impact. But the path to impact for every person is different. For some people it's going to be, I really want to be a great engineer. I love building things. I want to get stuff built. And so for those students, we want to make sure that they develop their engineering capabilities, their development chops, if you will, to be able to make those things happen. For students who are entrepreneurially inclined, who think to themselves, I want to make something, I want to build a new product. It's not just a question of building a new technology. I want to make a new product. I want to make a new thing in the world that people can see on their shelves or see on their computer and make use of right away. I mean, we want to be able to help students find their way towards being an entrepreneur, and I think we will have programs in place to help students find that path as well. And then third, for the students who really get bitten by the bug, I mean, who really think, wow, I want to help invent new data science and new AI. I'm very hopeful that we'll educate a crop of students who will think, I want to go get a PhD. I need more education still and do research and end up being thought leaders in that sense as well. So I think all three of those paths to impact are possible, and I think I'm excited to see what the future brings as far as our students are concerned in that way. So we've given a lot of thought to what kinds of students we'll be trying to attract to Geo Institute. I think we're thinking, first of all, that they will not only be people who are undergraduate majors in computer science or undergraduate majors in statistics. So we're looking for students of maybe potentially a broader background. Maybe they majored in something other than one of those two fields. Obviously, they'll need to have some kind of technical capability